All right, so we're gonna call the meeting, this Board of Selectmen meeting to order at 6:30. What? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We roll call.
Bonnie Hannis.
Roxanne Tuskegee here.
Michael Green.
Jonathan Sindorf in.
Tim Kremen here.
Okay, so we have approval of minutes. So June 22nd minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look at those?
Yep.
Any?
I'll make a motion to accept as written.
I'll second.
So that's Tim and Bonnie. Any discussion? None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We also have the public hearing minutes from Friday, July 10th. Has everybody had a chance to look at those?
They have. I had one quick question about them.
Yeah.
This is more of a
Wait a minute, sorry.
me question or something that Westcott's curious about rather than something that's great. But I saw you only put one of the questions that was asked by the residents in there.
How many, were there a lot of questions?
There were another 3 or 4, but it doesn't have to be in there. I was just curious.
Okay. No, I just remember about the primary one being, could we reconsider Articles 7 through 16, which I thought was the biggest one?
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right.
I was just curious.
All right. Yeah, to be honest, Tim, when you're running the meeting and trying to run.
No, yeah. Which is like I said, which is why I just nothing needs to be changed. I was just curious.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll abstain since I wasn't here for the.
There you go. Yeah. Is there any other minutes, Kim? Okay. No, I just wanted. I didn't see anything. And I will need a copy of that afterwards. I'll get it tomorrow. I'm gonna upload everything to DRA. Next item is signature actions. The yield tax bill. Is that this? So this is from Robin. So it says both. Oh, sorry. Show in here. All right, that's an abatement. Okay. So this one is both of these tax bills are being billed for doomage, which is a penalty assessment that doubles the regular tax amount that would have been due. This is because both property owners submitted their report of cut well after the deadline. In fact, the DRA timber tax assistance appraiser had to get involved to get these reports submitted by the logger. So the first one is for map 19, lot 10. I don't know if anybody wants any more information on that. Oops. So I'll entertain a motion to accept that one.
I'll make a motion to accept.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So
Aye.
there are, looks like 2 places to sign on here for the selectmen. I wasn't gonna sign the second one. That'd be that person. The next one is for map 2, lot 7. So the total amount due on the first one is $1,588.94. The amount on the second one is $8,727.02. So I'm looking for a motion to accept the one for map 2, lot 7. That was Tim?
Yep.
I'll second.
Bonnie second. I'm looking at Kim, make sure she's feverishly writing over there. All those in favor? Aye.
Check.
And then the next item we have is a 2025 abatement recommendation. So this is coming from Avatar. the assessing supervisor who we hire their services and they take care of it. It's a 2025 abatement recommendation for map 8, lot 50, sublot 6. It says, please find the recommendation, and he's saying the taxpayers filed for an abatement in 2025 assessment on the 1998 raised ranch, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, good condition. The 2025 assessment totals $361,005. The application asserts the assessment exceeds the market value. The application provides no opinion of market value, no appraisal, no comparable sales, no analysis of physical data corrections, and no level of assessment study. The bare assertion that an assessment exceeds market value without supporting material is not sufficient under the standards set out in the abatement form itself. Statements such as taxes too high, disproportionately assessed, or assessment exceeds market are insufficient. Under RSA 76:16, the taxpayer bears the burden of showing the property is assessed more than its proportional share of the fair market value. Nothing in the record discharges that burden. They are not recommend. Avatars recommend the abatement be denied.
What,
So,
does it say what road that's on?
it's on Eastman. It's on 66 Eastman Lane. So I'm looking to a motion to accept the denial of the abatement.
Motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Yes. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So the next item we have is holiday pay for full-time employees. I'm not sure who put this on, or had this put on.
This was from the, did we vote?
We voted.
We did vote.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, I don't know why.
All right, so we're gonna skip this one because we already voted last whatever. So on to new business. Janet Kalar, building permit question. All right, so
No revision date on these prices. If this would be what the selectmen was supposed to do. It should be a revision date on it, and there's not.
right, so I know I talked to Carl about this and recommended that the revision date be put on the bottom of the form, and that it's his responsibility to make sure that the forms that are online and in the office are the most current ones. So, and I know that the decision was made, or at least I said to you, because that's the form you had, that would be honor that price because that's what was in the office that you received. So, Mike, you're the liaison. Can you just confirm with him that a revision date has been put on the documents and that what's online and what's in the office is the most current? Okay, so you good with that? Okay. Next item on the list is we have Hampshire Shores Pinkham Road signage. If you would like to state your name, because that helps Kim, because you're not a regular here.
My name is Cindy DeCristofaro. I live at 257 Pinkham Road, and I'm representing Hampshire Shores. Sure. DECRISTOFARO. The fun one for my son. Some kid you got.
Bad.
Thank you for allowing us to be on the agenda and to meet with you folks. We recently had one of our board meetings, and one of the topics was
townwide speeding, issues about signage on portions of our roadway. And so, I checked it out, I talked with him, what's the best way for me to find out about getting some signs or additional signs, and she said the best thing to do is to petition the board, become before the board at one of these meetings, so here we are. There are four different signage issues that we wanted to bring to your attention. The first one is, again, this is just a rough, it's not to scale, map, but this in red is Pinkham Road, it's a dead end. Where I have number one here, within the first 1/10 of a mile is the only speed limit sign on the roadway. And the problem is, this is what it looks like. You can just pass it down.
Absolutely.
You can see people have put signs for painting, for power washing, whatever, all around it. So it kind of makes it tough for anybody to even notice the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. Never mind that it's within the first 1/10 of a mile.
Okay.
So we were hoping possibly for one, I know there used to be one around here.
Mhm.
Years was there, and then all of a sudden, no sign.
It's probably somebody's house on their wall.
So we were hoping for one there, maybe one, around here. Some of the biggest vendors we found are, the delivery van.
Oh, yeah.
FedEx, Amazon, and again, you only see that one little 25-mile-an-hour sign there.
So just so that I hear you and I wanna make sure, so for your first recommendation is that you would like to see 2 additional speed limit signs on Pinkham.
Correct.
Okay.
And again, if the road agent or police chief have recommendations about
Yeah.
locations, but right now, it's only, the one that we have is only for in.
Mhm.
It's not one for outgoing traffic. And again, it's only the one, so we will look for 2.
Looking for 2 additional speed signs.
Yes.
For when you're driving in.
One driving it.
Or one driving in, one driving out.
Okay, all right, so 2 additional, whether it's one is going in, one's coming out, okay, all right, just,
It is illegal to have signs on a telephone pole, so
Yeah.
have you checked with the police or anything about having those removed?
Like I said, I just was just doing my research.
Mhm, yeah.
And when I took the sign, it's like all those other
Right.
signs there, so.
Yeah. Those who should all be removed, I would talk to Scott about that.
and then that might make that one stick out a little
Right.
bit.
That is within the first one.
No, but I'm just saying, it at least
But it's a
dresses,
start.
it addresses the fusion, right.
The next item is
We're getting this set up.
whether or not the stop sign would be put, on Butler Way coming out onto Beacon Road. Got a couple of pictures here. This is coming out on Pinkham and Butler Way would be on the right hand side. And this is a picture of coming out of Butler with no stop sign.
Thank you.
And I think someone here can attest to that issue. Actually, I had a company come today, and he's like, what's going on? He was coming up Pinkham, somebody was coming out Butler without even yielding, stopping or anything, and he said it was almost a big accident. Because he was coming up Pinkham, and turning, this guy was and you see that all the time. Pinkham, Pinkham.
Yes. Okay. So Butler Way,
By the way, here's one way, does have, a stop sign here,
mm-hmm,
but Butler does not.
okay.
And you still come around that corner.
There's a big open space right there, which is kind of weird in itself.
Mhm.
It is odd.
Is there ever a stop sign there before?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the next one is, around this corner there is a, wooded areas, it's kind of like, the Tanglewood kind of property.
Yeah.
And the new property that grew as the building is right there.
Yeah.
There's a little wetlands there. On this side, that's the Hampshire Shores, little private strip of land there.
Yeah.
Had reports from somebody, about illegal dumping in this area, and I believe this property might be owned by the town, I'm not 100% sure, but it's close to the wetlands, and I happen to be on the watershed committee, so always concerned when we had an issue with, contamination of the watershed. And so I've got 2 pictures of the yard waste that, has been deposited in that area. So we were hoping that we could get a no dumping sign.
Excuse me. I would just get the town map, because it's easier to look at it and say what map are we talking about. And then we can say, we can come back and confirm, yeah, that's owned by the town.
She's looking for a no dumping sign there.
No, right, but I'm just saying, I wanna make sure that that's the,
No, but just in case.
yeah, the property. Clear, so, yeah.
Is that to the right of the new building that just got built over there?
If you're going towards the point, towards the dead end, it's before it. It's where the old trails used to be, to get in there, just down in the trail area, and then to the right is still the wetland there. It's not wet 100% of the time, but I would say good 75-80% of the time that is a wetland.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to figure out where that, I mean, I think we'd have to figure out what map and lot that is and verify if it's town property. I mean, if it's town property, then we could consider putting a sign, but if we don't own the property, we, you know, I mean, we can't just put signs on somebody's property for that. And we just need to figure out what map and lot that is. I'm not very good at that, apparently.
What's the nearest address to that? Do we know?
269 Pickup.
She's across the street, but
I had bought the old beach area,
6-9.
and the culvert runs right next to my property out to the right.
so that's right here.
Right out to the boots on it.
It's right next to that.
So this is the problem, I think that's. Yeah, I can't tell what it is, I have to look at the whole map together.
Need Kate's big map.
Yeah, cause it's, I think it's right, that's where it's cut down, like the
Yeah.
different maps are, like if it's versus map
Well,
4 versus map.
Trying to pull up on GSI, so
Oh, yeah, there you go.
269 Pinkham, right?
Yeah.
For that.
So it looks like it's map.
All right. So
She's on this side, we're talking about right across the street. From the side of her yard.
there we go.
This becomes 5, and this is 7.
All right. So you can hear for a second.
Sure.
So that's 269 Pinkham right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah, that's it right there.
So this is the property.
So we're talking,
My bad.
so we're
There we
talking
go, it's,
right across from the beach there. What was
so is it like map,
So one of these.
one of these two,
So 37.5 or 37.6.
so it looks like it might be map. Is it after the turn? After the turn?
Just after the turn, yes.
So holding is what it says for. So it's ours.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to take a look, and then, I mean, if that's the case, then we can make the determination whether to put a sign there or not.
So it looks like we own. Yeah, Town of Middleton. There's 2 lots we own
So is it, there's dumping, there's garbage there now?
There's yard.
Yard waste, okay.
So we'd be looking
I
at,
just took those pictures within the last month, so for sure it hasn't gone anywhere,
Okay.
so you can see.
Roxanne,
Yeah.
sorry, for the record,
Yeah.
26.6
Okay. Yeah.
and 37.5.
Oh, but that's not the map. What's the map? Is it map 4 or 5?
It is map 4.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Map 4, 26.
Lot. First one's lot 37.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then the other one is
Interesting.
map 8, lot 26.
8. Okay. Yeah.
You guys need them? I can make this.
Oh, because those are right next to each other, right? But they're on 2 different maps. Yeah.
Yep, they're right next to each other and both say they're owned by Middleton. So
Okay. So I will have to follow up with Kate because those might be considered in the Tanglewood development. But
They are.
That's what I was wondering.
But they probably are. So
no, they are what's called it's listed as Tanglewood. So
and that's something that we can discuss with her as well on the conservation to say, maybe you want to put signs up there because it's owned by conservation, not necessarily the towns or whatever. But yeah.
Right.
So I guess in my opinion, with these recommendations that you have, we can certainly speak. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, you have one more. Oh, all right. I'm looking. I'm trying to read all the stars.
I'm saving, because there's no real good place to put star on this one. Saving the crazy one class.
Oh, crazy.
Currently, approximately right here, and again, this is not quite to scale, this really looks up a little bit, and this curves up a little bit. Right about there is the only dead end sign for Newton Road. And so folks coming all the way around, folks at the very end, there's no turnaround space. The road
Right.
disappears into the various driveways. So anyone coming around that doesn't realize it's dead end, it's a real hassle for the folks that live in this area.
Mhm.
So this is currently 2 pictures of where the actual dead end sign is. And the reason I mentioned where it is as you're coming down this way to make this little turn in Shore Road, you kind of slow down, make sure nobody's coming from Shore Road if you're going down Maple.
Yeah.
And it's easy to miss, even though it's a bright yellow sign, it's easy to miss that it's the one dead end sign on the street.
yeah, I
So
can see
you
that.
prefer a better placement of it, or
More than one.
More than
Now
one.
it's raining.
okay? Good. No, I'm just.
Right out there, you pointed out the dumping problem. There used to be a sign that said no outlet or
Oh,
dead
yeah.
end, but the tree ate it.
Oh, okay.
They really did.
Yes.
So you're looking to have that replaced, or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
What would be the advantage of having one down in that location as opposed to any other location?
Well, what we were, one of the spots that we, at least one of my fellow officers have recommended, because she's one of the ones affected down here, is right out here is the fire gate.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to have a sign there so that they know it's a dead end there, and it gives people a place to turn around.
That was kind of like I was wondering, because I have been
Makes
down
sense.
there after
Yeah.
seeing the email and looking down there, but I get that now, okay.
So that's one location that we were hoping either no outlet or dead end or something, so that people know if you go down there.
Yes, yeah.
Or no turnabout or however they could get phrased, but
Mhm.
to let people know that there's no outlet there.
And a simple sign would be,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not an easy point there.
Right.
It goes right into the driveways of the
Right.
homes.
Yep. Yeah, I'm familiar with the end of the road.
And Chris also, he had recommended maybe putting one, somewhere around our beach area. And again, it would get people before they make the turn. And so that's a picture of our beach.
Can I say you came very prepared? That's nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
So they were hoping for,
Mhm.
again, if we had something around this area, would probably be the best to help the folks at the end.
Right.
And those are
Your four.
my four.
Your four concerns. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll take. Whoops, did anybody else want to speak on behalf?
Anything? I know Captain did, Bill. Judy's right at that corner. You know, it's really bad. And again, to get around town.
What's this?
269 Nicholson.
No, but what's getting really bad? This.
The traffic
Mm-hmm.
has increased
Right.
considerably.
Well, so I guess I would ask the question: if there's no outlet, is it because they're going down? You think it's because they're going down there and they don't realize that it's a dead end?
They don't.
And so they turn around. So most of the cars you see go by. 2 minutes later, you see them go back by because it's a dead end. Okay.
I think with all the new construction and
Mhm.
and several properties for sale on.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
attracting more traffic.
Yeah.
That wanna turn around.
That makes sense.
So anybody down there, but
Mhm.
6 people down there really good.
And I'm gonna attest to narrowness of that road as it comes into the point.
Right.
I have a brand new Sequoia that I have by my wife's handicap. And I missed the board meeting. I was in the doctor's appointment, so I took a ride down. And I went down there, I hadn't been down there in a few years, I have friends that live down there. And I'm going up to turn around to the back, while I'm backing up to visual on the right. And they took out a friend of mine's mailbox. I knocked it off the pole. I now have $3,500 for the damage to the car. It went from one end down to the front. And so, first-hand knowledge of how the complaints of people turning around the driveway, knocking signs over, knocking mailboxes over. And I lived there for 30 years.
And then the children down there. When I was here, there weren't children.
No, we're probably more utilized as more camp or seasonal, probably at that time. Yeah.
It's really dangerous for the kids to.
Basically,
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll have some conversations with our road agent and the police, and we'll come up with a recommendation, and we'll go from there. Okay, and I think the idea would be is to have a recommendation within the next several weeks. I don't want to say we got meeting again because this week is an off week for us to meet because we didn't meet last week. But I think next week is too short of a time because
Well, you can always say within the next month.
yeah. So I think that's good. So we will have a recommendation within a month.
I will leave this in the.
Sure.
For you to
Sure.
discuss with the
Yes.
chief and
Yes.
on the road agent again.
Yep.
I wrote right on it, not to scale, but it's still, it seems to be a good idea.
It's better than what I would do.
Of
I'm just saying.
So.
Thank
We can
you.
give that to her.
Yeah.
I've been down there.
Don't
And
go too far, to the point.
no, I'm familiar that it's like Yeah.
I did drive down after seeing the email initially about it and said, because that's not the area I frequent in town, so I decided.
I've gotten to the dead end sign and turn.
But I appreciate your time.
No, thanks for bringing it to our attention. So I appreciate it. Well, unfortunately.
Happens to all of us.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Ready?
You
You
too.
too.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is, I'm not even gonna try and say your last name, Heather, because I don't wanna butcher it, because I will.
Dover law.
Dover Lock.
That is-
Dover Lock. It's like Dover with lock on it.
Exactly, that's what I tell people, I say.
Okay. Okay, so we received your email regarding a request for some information from our meetings and stating that you're stating about the planning board and Christine recusing herself with regard to the property, different properties. So I will let you know that the planning board did not discuss, well, the planning board didn't make any decisions about what we were doing with the properties. I brought it forward to the planning board to say, this is what I'm gonna do at the Board of Selectmen, because the Board of Selectmen have the authority to merge property. I just wanted to let the planning board know that this is what, my intent was, is to bring it forward. And we were looking, I specifically was looking at properties that were in, primarily in the lake shore, because that is so dense, there's so much densely it's so, everybody's right on top of each other there. And, we went through and we're identifying town property, and there are some that would say hold, or it's like culvert, or it's water, or whatever. So those ones that were identified as such, if they had a piece of property that was abutting it, that was owned by the town, I made the recommendation to the board to merge those two, because we wouldn't want to potentially sell that and then put more strain on that empty property that already said it's a culvert, so we don't want to sell it. And most of those properties down there are like probably a quarter of an acre, if that, some of them are a third maybe, or whatever. So I think there was 5 properties that
Can
we,
I just ask you, so that you had, you were the one who brought it to the planning board, but with your discussion amongst the planning board, did you participate in that discussion?
everybody at the planning board would would
And
participate.
that's how she should have used it.
And again, there was no decision made by the planning board, it was just making them aware. Well,
That doesn't matter by law, it does not matter. You participate before you have to recuse yourself if you have conflicting interests in anything. The town abuts my property, so if she had a discussion about merging town property that abuts my land, she's already done what she was supposed to do.
well, I know that the planning board, if the town so chooses to sell any property, the recommendation of the selling of the property goes to before the Conservation Commission, and it goes before the planning board for their recommendations. To me, at that point in time, she would need to recuse herself as far as her input, as far as selling property. But we were merging property, and that's up, the board's, has the authority to do that, and that would be through.
That's fine, she should not have participated at all, because she did, that tainted the participation, so it's undue influence. In a municipal setting, a board member or chair of chairs word naturally carries substantially. Respectfully possible to measure the effect of their words on the board members' votes.
But the planning board did not vote. In the planning,
No, but the board made, she attended that meeting, stood up after the vote and continued to discuss what she liked and had done with the properties. She should not have participated in that. At
Yes.
all.
okay, I guess I see what you're saying. So you're saying even if she's a resident, she can't participate?
Correct. You cannot switch hats when you're suing someone. She needs to pick a lane.
So what would you like for to come from, I mean,
As my request was, I would like for her to be recused from any further
okay,
implement on my property or any abutting properties. And I feel that the board should reconsider that vote, and reconsider that because it was tainted by an elected official. Next step would be if you decide not to do that, it would be go to the court, the Superior Court of Appeals. Because there was a elected official that participated in the process.
okay, so I guess the thought could be is, we could re-vote again tonight.
Mhm.
I could ask anybody, if Christine's opinion changed anybody's minds about whether we should merge those properties or not. So I'll throw that out and ask anybody if that's,
I'll make a motion to reconsider the vote.
okay.
Can I ask exactly how this affects your property?
I'm in the process of building on my property, so.
But how does that affect town-owned property?
So if you were to take town-owned property and turn it into conservation land, that would affect how I build on my property.
But we were voting to merge. We weren't
That's
voting.
fine. Our next step is to go do that. I'm trying to prevent that from happening. Because I'm in the process of building. After I'm built, turn it into conservation land all you want to. It only helps me now, but I'm in the process and there's current civil and legal action against me. So it's not fair.
Do we have do you have where theirs weren't done at the last, the minutes that you have right there? Because I don't have them right here. I think it's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 that we did. Okay, I think I do have them right here, but I don't think it's in these minutes. I think it was the minutes before that. Okay, so Tim has made the recommendation to reconsider.
I've made the motion to reconsider that vote.
Okay, anybody want to second that? So Jonathan? So any discussion? So all in favor to reconsider?
Aye.
Aye.
To make the motion to reconsider, Jonathan second.
Oh, do you have it?
That's done, and
All right, thank you. I just want to verify.
Kate's recommendation.
Okay, nope, that's fine. No, I'm good. This is what I just want. Nope, I need this. So the first one was, these are all map 4. So the first one was map 4, lot 114 and 115. These are, one is .209, they're both .209. One of them is labeled as culvert, the other one is labeled as cell. And we made the motion as well that night to remove that, but right now we'll consider the merging pieces. So I'm looking for a motion I'm gonna do all of them together, so we can do one vote, unless you wanna all do them separately. Okay, so the second one is map 4, lots 155 and 156. That is .248 and 2.48. So just under a half acre. Then that would be merged as one. Then it's map 4, lot 176, lot 177, and lot 178. They are all .248 acres.
So if I could just
Yeah.
talk for a second, I guess what I'm trying to figure out, and I know that Kate brought this up when we were talking about the culvert for the driveway on Lakeshore,
Yep.
one of the roads,
Yep.
that was called by making a decision that affects the land or affects what's going on in the neighborhood, we should have more people involved, so have people aware that we're making this decision.
But there's already, I guess my point would be is there's already culverts here.
No, but I'm not talking about the culverts, but if we're merging these properties, then it's going to affect the neighborhood.
Well,
Shouldn't we?
Voted on it, so we're just.
Wait a minute.
We did vote on it, and I was one of the people who voted on it, and I feel as though that looking back right now, maybe this is something that we should have informed the residents of the neighborhood we were voting on.
I guess what would change not merging it versus merging it? That
I
would
don't
be
know.
my question.
I honestly don't know.
Because I think we sat here and had the discussion that we wouldn't look to sell any of these properties because they're so
I know, I agree with
next
that.
to the culverts.
I agree.
So
Can I ask a
Yeah.
question? How would that affect you if it was left as it was, just town-owned but not merged with the conservation?
no, we're not even talking about conservation. Right now, we're just talking about merging
I
the
know.
2 lots
I
together.
know, but the thing is that, but I mean, just merging them, keeping them with the town, you're saying, close, okay.
Yes, this has nothing, the next step was to say, down the road, we would meet
Yeah,
with,
right.
and that was
Nothing in
Jim
the
made the
town,
recommendation to meet with conservation and planning
Right.
and BOS to say, we have these lots, what what can we do with them or what should we do with them?
You're right, merging them doesn't affect them.
Merging does not
No,
affect,
you're
it's
right.
not putting it in conservation, it's just making a lot bigger versus smaller.
Right,
In that, then the town owns it, it's
Yeah.
one lot, so, and they're on, like I said, they've been identified as culverts, so that the town won't be doing to anything with them because there's a town culvert on that property.
I get that.
So, that's, I guess, that's
Yeah.
my thought. So if you wanna, and so I'm just asking Tim,
Like I said, what's called, I mean, it goes back to the idea of every time we make a decision about what's going on with land or property in the town, especially in the neighborhood, the abutters and the people around should be made aware that we're having that to a vote. And I know that that's something that I'd want to be aware of if somebody was changing something across the street or next to my house. And I'm just not sure that by, even though it's our right to merge these and probably nothing will change, giving people the ability to speak on them might be a good idea. Will it change anything? Will it make anything different? Will it affect anything right now? Probably not. Will it keep people involved in the process? Finally thought. And either way, I mean, realistically, yes, I'm still going to vote to merge these properties because I still think it's a good idea.
and
But
no other people,
Yeah.
Janet,
The question,
whoops, I recognize Janet, and then I'll talk to you, Heather, sorry, yeah.
Where are these lots?
They're all down in Lake Shore.
Just sounded like,
No, these are all down in Lake Shore. That's where we look. There are town properties owned in other maps, but this is our Lake Shore and it's all map 4. So it's either on Sunrise Drive or Maple or Gary or Birch. So down in very populated areas. So yes, Heather.
I just wanted to know, what was the purpose, why was there a need to merge the properties?
Well, I'll tell you from my standpoint is, some of them say sell. I don't know who put those out. They've been out there. Like if you went out into the New Hampshire kiosks, and lots of them will say town owned, and then it'll say like on the second line it'll say sell. They've been out there for like that for 9 years or something like that. And I'm like, we all agreed we were not looking to sell any property. So one thing is we wanted to remove that. But then as looking at it I saw it and said, hey, some of these are other town properties, and they're so small out there that, you could barely build on the lot sizes on some of those. So it's like, why wouldn't we merge some of them together? So that way we have a culvert on there. We actually have a little bit more space if we have to do a little bit more work with that culvert that just adds to the the acreage or the size. Because like I said, all of these, when you look at it, still end up less than an acre, all of them, when you merge them together, merge like either 2 or 3 together. So it's just an idea, it's easier inventory, and then down the road, we can so choose to do something more with them if we want, but my thought is let's just get them condensed first,
Okay, but you're saying, so you didn't have to necessarily merge them to then change the designation?
Not necessarily, no, because there was still, we still have 13 other lots that we made a motion on to remove the sell or sell pending approval. Because again, so people don't go out there and realtors call and say, hey, we see you have lot 4 to, map 210, is it for sale? Is it a buildable lot? Is it, and our
Well,
assessor gets those
I
questions.
think part of the issue was so we've had people contact us over the past year wanting to buy different properties, and for me, I view it as a housekeeping issue.
Right,
Mhm.
yes.
And so I just reorganize everything and put it back together. But I honestly do see the point of making sure people know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I understand that point absolutely.
Right. So that was one of the things, was to remove but some of these that were next to a lot that the town already owned said it had culvert and they said sell. So it was like, okay, let's merge those because that gives us more working area. And then the other ones were sell, so we had a bunch of them, and so we did 2 different motions. We did the motion for the merging, and we did the motion for the rest of them to remove. We did the motions for the merging, and then we did the motion to remove the sell pending. Janet.
well, 1, 2, 4, 8, 10, big enough for house, a septic, as well. And on that side, they have these private wells. We don't, and we own point 3 3. And if we got put a well there, there would be no place to put it because of the loss. So 2.24 acres of land, it's technically it's not buildable.
Okay.
See, I think you have to be careful with what you deem unbuildable.
We as a board do not, see, we do not say what's buildable and what's not buildable. That's where you hire someone to come in and say, is this a buildable lot? Because we are not going to say if it's buildable or not buildable. I don't, yeah, no, we do not determine that.
The ordinances dictate how far you have to well from the building and from the septic system, and how far you have to have the septic system from the building. It's not what the selectmen determine, it's what the law and the ordinances determine.
Okay, so right now, I just want to say, so what's,
The motion is to
Yes.
merge these.
the motion is to merge these lots together. I haven't listed them all. I will. And so it was, the first one was lot, Kim, you probably already have this, so you don't have to, lots, these are all map 4. So map 4, lot 114, 115, merge those together. Map 4, lots 155 and 156, merge those two together. Map 4, lots 176, 177, 178, merge together. Map 4, lot 245 dash sublot 1, and then map 4, lot 256, to merge those two together. And then the last one is map 4, lots 232, 237, and 238 to merge together. So that's the motion, is to merge those 5 lots to become 5 lots. So is there a second?
I seconded.
Okay.
Motion.
I-
Oh, Tim, okay.
And I was naming the lots that were being merged together.
This one.
So the discussion, I think we've had the discussion for most of it. And so we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor? Aye. But yes, I agree going forward. I guess I think one of the things we run into is like someone might be abiding and say, well, I wanted the opportunity to purchase that, and then I'm never going to do anything with it. Well, the town in the past has sold property in that aspect, and the people have actually brought in and done stuff when they shouldn't have. So I'm very leery of that, because we're trying to obviously look at all the resources over there, because we know that water drainage is an issue and all of that, and we're trying to be good stewards of the land, but also good, so thank you for that. That was
As far as the first part of my request, will you guys get back to me on that in terms of whether people have been made or not?
It hasn't been made at the moment, but we can certainly put that out there as far as going forward, if what happens going forward with, yes, any of that. Yep.
Can I see something real quick?
Yeah.
So I got your email and Robin's email about what's called the June and July meetings, and the videos. Honestly, I talked to Robin. They're on an SD card that I just haven't had a chance to grab yet. Okay, but I just want to let you know that we did talk about that. That's being corrected too. But absolutely.
Okay, so now we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, so we're going to do the department head, the emergency management. I don't, correct me, I don't see a report in here, so I'm gonna say we don't have one. If I find it, I will read it. Fire and EMS, I don't see that one either, but I know that it probably got submitted. We just didn't get it printed out maybe. So we'll go to highway department. I know we have that one because I saw the head scratcher. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'm going to stop you for just a minute and let you know. So the Board of Selectmen, you'd go to Kim to get put on the agenda. Robin would probably be the planning board, the ZBA, in the budget committee. But yeah, but you know what? We will go ahead and speak now before we get through all the reports.
I'm not Kim. That's
Yes, but then we spoke to Scott,
Yes.
and that's why we we had left it as, I didn't put you on because Scott had talked to you and explained everything there, so.
Well, yeah, so first of all, I was gonna say, like, so my camper can be used as storage, correct? Because, I mean, I was talking about my camper with water jugs, but I've been sleeping like in my car on my land because I'm having a hard time getting the building permit because I really don't have a builder. So I'm trying to get like the building plan and everything, like the setback, the property, review records, et cetera. So that's taking some time, plus the financial money and stuff like that. The culvert has gone to hell, like the culvert that, the town had, come in, dug in, and so the water could come through. It's just gone, like, it's all filled in. So I didn't know if I could, make a request to have that for how they.
And that's culvert on your property?
The culvert it's actually it's not on my property, it's on Sunrise Drive.
Okay.
And it goes to Sunrise Drive and it goes across Silver Street.
So it goes from the other opposite side of Silver Street over to Sunrise Drive? Okay.
They have just replaced.
I know that they
the
would just
culverts
replace all
up
the
there.
culverts, I thought, on
Yeah.
Silver Street or replacing them.
Yes, but they are replacing them, okay, because ours are like, it's like all building.
I mean, so Jonathan, can you follow up with him,
Yeah.
follow up with Dan regarding the culvert that goes underneath Silver Street into Sunrise Drive? Okay, and so, but I do know that they have been working on those, that they were replaced 4 or 5,
Yeah.
because I think within the next month, they're gonna be paving Silver Street. So, yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, the issue is pretty much, is this like, so I can get my mother to help me with, because I'm fighting a mortgage fraud case, I have my house taken for the fraud, and I'm trying to deal with this in a civil suit, which is horrible. So I'm in the process of dealing with that, but, my mother is open to like giving me a hand and helping me with the bill, but I need to show her that I have this building permit, everything is going into place, and I have a builder, his name's Mario Corrado, he's a friend of mine. We're going to be discussing how we're going to be coming to the meeting and just helping me starting the process, because I'm not aware of all the setbacks. I mean, I'm aware, I need to get a variance, and I believe I qualify for a variance, but they want me to be like certain feet from the road. But I do have a hardship lot, which is like half of it is a knoll, and I'm going to dig into the knoll and put like a rock wall in. And so the only solution I'll be able to do is dig into the knoll, because they won't allow me to build my property less than 15 feet from the road, which is kind of unreasonable, because there are other lots, other properties that are close to the road that, like I see a garage going up not too long ago that was like not even 10 feet from the road, So I'm just,
So what I would say, Danielle, right? Let me make sure. So what I would say is that's all handled through whether it's the planning board or the ZBA. So any variance you need to get that from the ZBA. And anything regarding your building permit and all of that, and whatnot, would go through the planning board. So we don't oversee those 2 boards and whatnot. So that's where I would start with. And we certainly will look into the culvert issue. And yeah, is there anything else? Did I miss anything else on that? Did you have anything else?
yeah, so I did.
Oh, wait a minute.
The trailer, it is now like my storage. I need a place to store my storage. So, am I allowed to use it as storage? I mean, it's like
I'm not sure that's a question we can answer. I don't know if we can answer that question.
No, that would not be up to us. That would be code enforcement, and code enforcement falls under the PD. So, and I guess from what Kim was saying, you've had a conversation with the chief.
I did. I didn't really get very far, because he just said he was the prosecutor for the town, or for the prosecutor, because I got arrested, not physically, like in handcuffs and gone to jail, but they, the officers started coming out with water jugs, and I'm like, what? I need a place. I stored things in there. I go into the store, but I've been like living in my car. You can see, like if you drive by, you can see like my fiance and I are in
you're not like living in, occupying a trailer, you know, which is.
So what I would say, don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, Mike, can you reach out to the chief of police and Carl, because you're both their liaison, and Carl, as the code enforcement officer, reports up to Scott, and inquire about this. And,
We've never used this bathroom, we've never used water, like always just, I fractured my back twice, I did a knee replacement, I got physical limitations, and my fiance has, issues with his back, and sleeping in the car, he's in another hospital because of his back, he can't like even move from sleeping in the car, like some people can't, so they need to sleep in bed, those people, so they're just kind of wondering, you know, why can't, you know, we occupy a corner of it, just where we can, you know, sleep on a bed, or if, you know, I don't understand like why we can't talk to them about, you know, occupying that corner of the.
Was that trailer condemned?
They condemned the trailer, but I don't understand what, like, I know condemned meaning like it's dangerous and it's against the town ordinance. It's not like, it doesn't have mold, it doesn't have, like, it doesn't, there's no hazardous material around cleaning up there, it's dangerous.
and we don't make that decision, that's a decision made by, I think, the police and the fire.
The
That-
fire never even showed up.
Well, I mean, I think they can condemn us, but like if they were to go for a call, they could go into a place and make the recommendation to have it condemned. Am I correct,
Do
Rick?
they have to be certified to make that call? As a code enforcement officer? No.
What do you mean by certified?
Like, license.
Well,
License.
That's how we're hired as a,
License,
so,
health inspector.
yeah, well, so 1 minute, Jen, so I didn't know if you were trying to, so I think what I would say is, I think we do not handle that here, that has been delegated to our code enforcement health officer, who falls under our chief of police. So, and Mike is their liaison, so Mike is going to reach out and have a conversation with them to get a little bit more information. And Mike can either get back with you or have the chief get back with you as to how this unfolds.
Because I mean, I get it, you know, like they want to make sure that there is like, you know, proper screen done, you know, everything, and I have proper screen done, I have everything done, so the plans and stuff, everything, you know, the temple, everything was going, and the processes was going, and one day I was already in the meeting, and I drove over some debris in the road, and I got flat, and I'm like, I can't get to the meeting, can they offer me a Zoom, like via Zoom? And I was told they have to like offer Zoom, by Zoom meeting, is that true?
I don't know that.
No, that's not true.
So they do have, you can have.
You can, yes, they can offer,
Right,
but they don't have to.
They can offer, what's that?
But they don't have to.
They don't have to. So
Right.
how would I get to the meeting then? I don't have transportation at that point.
I don't know. I don't know honestly, and that's
I just had a friend, my friend Richard, he lives in Wakefield, and he said that Wakefield said that they offer.
so it can offer. It's just that the board doesn't have to. Kind of like
That's unreasonable though, isn't it? Would be unreasonable?
it's not considered to be an unreasonable limitation now.
So
they closed my file and everything is gone, like, close my file and I have to start all over again. And I'm just like, there's no way I can do this. Yeah, it's,
whoops, Janet.
my suggestion would be, you should come to the planning board with the plans and do it. Because she needs denial from the planning board to be able to go to the ZBA. You should come to the planning board with the plans, they'll tell you what variances you need, and then you go to the ZBA. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you need plans. Okay. Gotcha.
So I have a question regarding the two issues you brought up. So I'm gonna reach out to Scott, but if
Chief of
the
police.
chief of police, you were looking to use the trailer as storage and then you changed it to staying.
Well, no, what had happened was, so we basically were living in our car, right? And not what I'm trying to say is that like it was, in the beginning, it was like, you know, so we're basically living in our car. We can't go in that camper, we can't use it, we can't occupy it at all. It's been condemned, right? So we are wondering is there, it's gotta be a way to use it just for storage. Because what we're gonna do is clean the whole backyard. Right? I'm thinking what we can sell a lot. That's the rest of my mind. I can sell a lot by fall, or in the fall. So what I'd like to do is clean up just behind the trailer. Turn it around, right, I want to spin it around and I want to make it just for storage. Just for business, to be able to store tools that we're taking, there's there's a shed, we're gonna take the tools from the shed and put them in this back room, all this, make that just a tool shed, right? And then just gonna turn it into like, just storage. And then the other side would be for like boxes of, for like our clothing and for, just for like personal items,
So now you have some information, you can follow up with Scott, the chief, and what will happen is either Mike will get back in touch with you, or the chief will, or potentially the code enforcement officer, health officer will. But as far as regarding like Jan's recommendation, as far as to move forward on doing any development on the property, the right course of action would be to go to the planning board, start there, and then, like she said, you'll get denied because you're gonna have to meet some variances, and then that would go to the ZBA.
Okay, so start with it's
Yeah, planning board. And I believe there is an inquiry.
Janet Kalar.
Janet
Kalar.
Kalar. So, no, you.
Yeah, that's what your name was.
Can you say that again?
Janet Kalar,
Janet, how do you spell it?
Kalar. There is online, there's an inquiry form for the planning board so that you could submit it before the next meeting so that the board is prepared to look at what you want to present and answer potentially any questions. And I do know that they prefer for you to get on the agenda. It's usually a week out, so you need to let them know at least a week before or more. I think it's maybe 9 days before the next meeting that you want to put on the agenda. So the next meeting for the planning board, I will let you know, is August 13th.
August 13th.
It's the second Thursday of the month. That's when the planning board usually meets.
Okay, so August 13th.
Yeah, that's the planning board. But I would recommend that you want to reach out, fill out that form.
Thursday. It's a Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh, okay, sorry. It says it's on a Sunday though, so, okay. And it says 6:30?
6.
Okay.
But like I
Right
said,
here.
prior to that, you would want to fill out the inquiry form that's there so that we're prepared to discuss it at the meeting.
Right, so I'll definitely call ahead.
Yeah. So, okay?
All right, and
Thank
Sure.
you.
Can I get your last name?
sure, it's G-A-T-G-U-A-Y.
Thank you.
And I'll check in with the highway department tomorrow on that. Welcome.
Thanks, you
Thank you.
too. All right, so next on the agenda is the highway department. So this is for June 9th to July 14th. They finished hauling materials to the salt yard from New Durham pit site. They cleared at the Beaver Den, Nicola Road culvert. Hauled materials to Lake Shore Beach area, trimmed bushes around the road signs, raked New Durham Road and put the calcium down, mowed and trimmed the lawns as needed, gravelled dirt road and with the filled in potholes with the loader, met with R2D, which is paving. I was gonna say like R2D2. I'm sorry. I'm like, to get pricing on the paving for Silver Street. They cut the shoulders on Silver Street, picked up culvert pipe at the eliminator. They installed 5 culvert crossings on Silver Street, called to have the dead trees cut down on Shore Drive. They put rip round down around for the new rip wrap, sorry. What did I say, riff raff?
You said Rick Round.
Oh, I thought I said Rick, could have said riff raff. Rip wrap around the new culverts on Silver Street, brought the number 24 plow up to Viking for repairs, took water tank out of the truck on number 22, took truck number 22 to DePrizio's for back brakes and inspection. Had annual inspection on the fuel tanks from GAFTEC, checked the beach as needed, and fixed flags as needed. Gosh, that is a challenge sometimes. So we have the police report. It looks like that for it looks like maybe the month of June, yes, that's what it is. Incidents investigated 58, they had one arrest, 1 motor vehicle accident, and 32 motor vehicle activity. The speed trailer deployment active data reporting, school events, end of school. They're continuously doing recruitment and staffing. They continue to work with the code enforcement regarding properties. MDT updates repair cost versus replacement. Replacement is approximately 22,000. Updating is 1,780. Looking for board approval to extend funds to update MDT. I'm not sure what MDT is.
The computer's in the,
Oh, okay, thank you.
We have the quote.
Yeah, I see the quote, but I didn't know what the MDT stood for, so, we'll circle back to that. Let me just, so there was some e-bike concerns, and I do know that we've had an e-bike incident over on South Lake Shore a while back. They're planning a bike rodeo, planning for August 2026, and I know that the police department has some bike helmets that they're looking to give away with that, and update activities on Old Home Day. So, we'll circle back to the MDT updates. Replacement is approximately 20, so we're just he's just looking to update, right?
yeah,
Okay.
which is 1780 for all of them and not per, computer system in each.
Oh, so that's a total. A total bill would be 1,000. And so, did he say where the funds for this would come from? Would it come from the police CRF? Would it come from,
I know he said it's out of his,
his regular budget? Okay.
yeah,
So I guess the question is we're looking for a motion to,
Well, what's the threshold for getting multiple quotes?
I think it's 1,000. And I don't, so I guess the question would be, I guess the question I would have, and we can get this cleared up, is like, how many companies offer updating this specific?
That's the question, yeah.
That was my
That's a
question.
good question.
I think what it,
So I,
he was stating, I believe he says, updating through this company, because they're the ones that had it installed. If we don't use this updating, then it's gonna cost $22K to replace them all.
so, all right, so what I'm gonna recommend is, Mike, can you get clarification on that? We are meeting next Monday, so I think we're just a week out. We can just, I think putting this off a week is not gonna be a big deal. So we'll
Right.
table it till next Monday with some clarification on this bill. Is everybody good with that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Town clerk tax collector. So town clerk, I feel like I'm losing my voice. We have a total of, it looks like, 81,605.42 collected for the month of June on the town clerk side. And on the tax collector side, it appears we have collected a total of $761,112.87. So I think we're in the green for a little bit longer. We don't have a treasurer's report. Code enforcement officer, we have a listing here, it says in the month of June, there are 24 permits total. Of those permits, 5 are for new homes. Total fees collected was $12,122.50. There have been no additional code or health complaints filed that were not dismissed due to lack of evidence. The biggest complaint this time of the year is septic smells. They're very hard to track down, as most of the time it's the village district where it can very well just be drainage. Without the issue being evident, it's near impossible to determine the cause. And then this one was on here. The next item, it says October Columbus Day BOS is listed as no meeting. Who put that on there? I'm gonna guess do we want to reschedule that meeting for, say, so Columbus would be 10/12. Do we want to reschedule it for another night? Because we wouldn't be meeting again until the 26th, so we would only meet.
Do you have anything on Tuesday?
Tuesday would be conservation, because that's the second. I mean,
Wednesday?
but we could do Tuesday and maybe ask them to meet over at it's just, that's the only thing is.
What about Wednesday?
Wednesday would be, I'm sorry, wait a minute. would be school. We could do Thursday, the 15th, because planning board would meet the week before.
Let's do that.
So let's go with October 15th to meet for the BOS
I
in
won't be there,
October.
but that's okay, just let
In
you
lieu
know.
of October 12th, we will meet on October 15th at 6:30. Is everybody good with that? You're not gonna hear until we get to that date anyway, because nobody's gonna remember. That brings us to the portion of our program for public input. Anything back there, Ken? Sure? Janet?
Called your bluff.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I asked for it to be put on the agenda. Sorry, yes, so the planning board has, this was a planning board appointment, for an alternate. The planning board would like the Board of Selectmen to appoint Janet Kalar as an alternate for the planning board.
I'll move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Cause I did, cause I sent it over the night of the meeting, cause I wouldn't remember, and I didn't remember. Thank you. So any other public input? Any other public input?
Patty, Ken?
Nothing. So we will move to any board comments?
The only thing I had, and what's called Kim, I'll get to you with what's called later on, is I just happened to take a look at some of the meeting minutes, and it looks like we're just missing some forms
Oh, okay.
that we need to add. So
Misinforms.
yeah, like for example, what's called June 8th. What's called so missing the what's called security quotes from the chief, and the reports from fire EMS. Blah blah blah.
So you mean to be put online?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I know that they're probably with the original.
They're with the original. Yeah.
So to put.
They just need to be put online.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Scanned in at the same.
They probably were all scanned together.
Okay, can you?
Yeah, that's why I said what's called come talk to you, and like I said, I have a feeling it was just one of those things where just the copy didn't make it over to the right place, which could be very well tell the person they send it to you or whatever. So. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Mike? Bonnie?
You noticed you did that was
Well, I did because I do have a comment as well. So, but I'm going to let you go.
Well, yes, I did. We had an amazing turnout for our America's 250th birthday celebration.
How were the fireworks?
The fireworks are great. We want to thank the church for doing games and crafts for us, and for doing the fireworks, and for Mike for setting off the fireworks. We had people donate watermelon and stuff, and we want to thank them. Anderson Windows came and did a few games out there. Police department, fire department, and of course my amazing team who worked their butts off. We didn't get home till midnight that night. So it was a long day, and people put in a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun, and it turned out really, really well.
What's your next endeavor?
Our next endeavor is Old Home Celebration on August 21st, Friday night, and we will have Jonathan with the Red Hat Band.
Woo!
And the fire department, police department, touch a truck, highway department, and a lot of other stuff we're working on. So
Good. Are you all set there?
Yep.
So no, I just didn't want to cover.
Yep. No.
So I have a couple of items actually. I just think that and probably should run in the regular meeting, but we had a gentleman come in to give us a quote that you had sent. He never got back to me, so we need to get, in order for them to be able to use it, we need to get that, at least the exit installed, because I think we've gotten everything else taken care of for them to meet the fire marshal's recommendations to use upstairs. So I'm going to be looking, so maybe if we could reach out to the Jeff Jacobs. Yeah. And so we can get that turned around. And the other items were, and I think we can further discuss this at next week's meeting, is I think we talked about in the past potentially putting some committees together to discuss potentially the highway building. And I think Jared had made a comment about having some people for a committee for maybe an addition on the fire station as we employ more EMTs, especially if we have to do overnight. And there was one more committee, and I can't think of it, potentially to hire, to form
Kate mentioned the other night possibly doing our heritage committee at some point.
Yeah, it wasn't that one, this one was to do with,
That was the only one I knew of.
if I think of it or whatever, but I just wanted to throw those ones out there so that we, start thinking about potentially forming these so that we can move forward and make our town better.
Yeah.
And more informed. Versus
Absolutely.
instead of waiting, trying to do something last minute with 5 of us saying, okay, only one person having the information, whatever. Yes, Janet, you want to go back to public input? You want to go back to public input?
Just a question.
Yeah,
I signed checks today.
we signed checks earlier.
Yes, I haven't pulled it out yet. This, I know,
I sent them out.
did you send, did you drive over here, I'll pull it out tonight.
Just as an FYI, I don't know what's going on with the abatement, but there is a preservation easement.
No, there isn't.
There isn't.
It would, if there is, it would be filed with the Stratford County in Registry of Deeds, and there's nothing in there.
There's nothing there.
I mean, you can check that and verify it, yeah. I mean, we can maybe find it in the minutes, but I didn't see anything out on Stratford Registry on the deeds, so.
So it's like approved it, it's not being filed.
I'm guessing, and I don't necessarily know that would be on us, that would be on the person who wrote it, I think.
No, it would be on the file.
Yeah. Yep. With that, I am going, no, we're gonna make a motion to go back into non-public at 7:45, oh, wait a minute, 7:47,
I'll make this motion.
okay?
Who?
My motion.
One moved, I seconded.
Bonnie and Tim. And so, go, roll call to go into non-public, Roxanne, yes?
Tim, yes.
Like, yes.
John, yes?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Okay,